All right, guys, we're joined now by Nick Baines, who's the game director on a game called Split Second. Thanks for joining us, Nick.
Hello, worries.
Tell us about what you've been showing us today.
Well, today what we've been showing you is the latest and greatest really from the game. I think last time we showed it to you was probably a few months ago, and we showed the airport track, which I think a lot of people had a chance to see on the internet or played at E3 and various other shows. And today we showed you the latest docks track. So one of the other environments in the game, that's assessing the docks, and what was nice there, I think we had some of our really, most recent cutting edge like special effects and smoke and particles and that kind of stuff.
So we've seen a couple of environments from the game now, and we've heard a little bit about how it's all being wrapped together in this game show. Tell us a bit about how that works.
Yeah, so the city, the whole game's set in and around this one big city, and the city itself is a giant film set that's been made for the TV show. So the idea being that it explains why in various street corners and areas there's remotely detonated, explosives that have been placed to remotely detonate and various set pieces. And as you drive around, you can trigger them remotely. So as you're racing against other people. So as you go through the TV show season, you'll be encountering different locations in the city, seeing them rebuilt with new power plays, the big explosive moments being installed as you go through the game. And yeah, I mean, really that's it. It's all just like one massive crazy race to this enormous TV set.
And so each episode, the idea is the next episode will be you'll get to play with even bigger explosives, and maybe something that you saw before you'll actually be able to collapse.
That's right. So when you go through, sometimes it'll be brand new locations, other times it'll be other locations maybe you've visited before, but this time, like I said, they've installed a new power play. So there's maybe a landmark you've driven past over the last 2 or 3 races that suddenly we unveil, you can now blow it up or bring it down or whatever it is. So it does mean that as you go back to the tracks over the game, there's more and more given to you. But also the other thing as well is that some of these power plays open whole new routes. So it's not just getting something at one new set piece, it's actually giving you a whole new route to race around the track as well.
One of the things that I liked about just playing it briefly was the ability to kind of blow stuff up and hinder your opponents, but also you can use it to open up shortcuts and beat them as well.
Yeah, so really there's an element of strategy to it, because there's the 2 different levels of power play for a start. So you've got the level 1s, which are much smaller, and the level 2s, which are bigger but take 3 times as much of the power that you've earned. So we've noticed definitely some players use lots of the small ones to try and take out people all the time. Other people, I know it's you doing it, storing it up to the big ones. And some people just decide to try and use it to their advantage by opening new routes or opening a shortcut and just cutting a corner off. So we do find that everyone's got a different way of playing the game.
Okay, so tell us about it. It's kind of this one that we saw today, which is currently called Nemesis, but might change.
Yeah,
you're racing against trucks in a kind of Terminator 2-esque.
That sort of thing, yeah. So a lot of the rest of the game and everything we've shown so far, I think you can definitely see the inspiration from various movies and that kind of stuff. But we've always had it's about the environment and using the environment on your opponents. Whereas we thought the other big iconic action sequence in the movies is, that it comes up time and again for some reason, the big trucks, against the small cars. So in the mode we show you today, the main goal is to pass as many of these trucks as you can within a time limit, with your time being extended when you pass one. And obviously it's not just that simple, because they're trying to block you, they're dropping explosives out the back, there's other cars and trucks trying to ram you off. So yeah, it really has that kind of you against the truck feel to it. And I think it does give a very unique experience compared to the rest of the races in the game.
The emphasis definitely seems to be on the power plays. Is there any kind of, do you fetishize the vehicles at all? Can you get new cars? Can you do decals on them?
Yeah, so the cars, as you go through, you do unlock new cars, things like you'll see decals on the cars, and they've all got different handling types. I mean, you've placed, I think you were playing the muscle car, but there's definitely sleeker, faster cars, and there's bigger, heavy ones, and they've all got their own attributes to go through the game.
I know you haven't talked specifically about multiplayer yet, but can we expect something along the lines of the single player experience in a multiplayer game? Are you trying to do something different there?
Yeah, so the game modes that just work online, then you'll get them, but we're also tweaking and tailoring some for a better online experience. They're 8-player online races, but also we've got 2-player split screen as well. So and again, there's many of the game modes that work in single player on split screen and online are there for you to play as well. So and a few, like I say, unique twists for that as well. So I think both online and offline is definitely well catered for.
And so where are we at now? The game is looking quite polished, but you're gearing up to release sometime next year. What stage are you at?
Yeah, we're kind of at the point now where, a lot of the major components there, we're, like I say, refining the special effects, tweaking the lighting. I think we're kind of entering that kind of post-production phase right now, but with the exciting time when it all comes together and turns into a a final polished product. So exciting times.
Okay, well thanks very much, Nick. Tell us when we can expect to see Split Second and on what formats.
Okay, well, it's out on PS3, 360 and PC, and that's out early next year.
Great stuff. Thanks for your time, Nick.
Great, thank you.